Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the Nerd Ledger. I'm Cage. That is Chair. We are here.
Yep, on the internet.
Yeah, well, kinda. We're recording, so we're not live, so we're not on the internet yet. But by the
Well,
time
you and I
someone's
are on the internet
listening
talking to
to
each
it,
other. We're on the
well,
internet talking to each other right now.
that is true. You got
So,
you kind of got me there. You kind of
kind of
got me
got you there just a little bit.
Yeah, brother. Shit's been going wild lately. You know what I'm saying? Life has been kind of crazy. And I'm just happy to be here to talk about some nerd shit.
Yep. Yep. So am I.
Yeah. So, there's news, but it's not like crazy news. Apparently the shit with Paramount acquiring Warner Brothers there's still drama. Like Netflix was like being accused of like meddling and like going around telling people and like lawmakers and stuff to like block it and shit. And like now their shareholders, Warner Brothers shareholders, are like trying to approve it, but like they also, Paramount's shareholders are like trying to get it like approved, but then they're like, yeah, but we don't want to pay out any of our old executives and stuff. And it's like it's just a wild shit.
Yeah. And people are complaining. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just, we've talked about it before on the show multiple times. Like, how many times could a company fail before they get bought out by another company? Like, sorry, guys. Warner Brothers hasn't exactly been the shining star of movie production here for the last couple of years. I don't know if
Yeah.
you noticed, but they've done nothing but make flops. That's all they've done. None of their movies, like, I don't, did Superman versus Batman make money? Okay, so it's all fun that we bash on the movie, right? Can you look up and see if it
Oh,
actually made any money?
I don't think it made much money. Hold on.
Like, how many times could a studio fuck up like this and not eventually, like, this is the sink or swim. This is the ocean that we live in, right? And they're getting ate by a bunch of different they're trying to get ate by one fish, and then another fish is coming and eat them.
Oh, it
It's
made
just,
a good amount of money. Apparently,
yeah,
it made 875 million.
yeah, after everything.
Yeah. So that's
Hmm.
it's not bad. That's not bad if it's true.
Yeah,
Um, but overall, that was 2016, bro. That was 10 years ago.
yeah.
So
And it was a shitty movie. Like, everyone agreed, like, it was not a fun, like, it was not a good movie. Like, I'm sure there's
yeah.
people out there that say it's a good movie, but like, those people just, I don't know, are blind. They're
Well,
blind.
people they have what they like. People have what the things they like, and they'll defend it till the end. So, I'll let them have it. But yeah, no, I thought it was terrible. But yeah, on top of like all the other drama with this merger, it's like you got politicians coming out saying like, oh, like this is not good for our cities and this is not good for Hollywood, and then blah blah blah. Everybody's upset about it. The reality is, like, I don't think any of them can actually do anything about it, and it's one of those where it'll just kind of like come and go, and eventually people will just accept it and move on because there's not a whole lot else you can do.
Yeah.
You Another follow up, we had talked about Ticketmaster and Live Nation like price gouging and all that shit, and like everyone knows that they do it. And the U.S. government had kind of like dropped the case. Like they're like, oh no, we're not gonna pursue anything here. But state courts still took up the cases and pretty much found that they had like an illegal monopoly and all this shit, which everybody knows already. I don't think there's any like crazy revelations there, but they might get hit. And I did notice like Live Nation is kind of trying to change or like make it seem like they care now a little bit and like offer like cheaper tickets and stuff, but who knows what's gonna happen with all that shit. Everybody knows they've been fucking price gouging for like a decade or more, so
Yeah. Early sucks buying tickets online for any event that is major anyway, unless it's like a small venue, like you and I probably figured before, where it's just you go in, you punch your credit card information, it's $30, you get your ticket right then and there. When you buy your ticket for big venues or for festivals, like it's a nightmare. You have to sit in a queue forever, and then you get all these different service charges on top of everything. And sometimes you wait for an hour in the thing, and then you disconnect or something like that, and you get booted out of the queue, and you got to wait in the queue again, and it really sucks.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and like you said, you got to pay for parking, and like the venues are charging, like unless it's like a nice small venue, but usually like if it's a city venue, like they'll charge like $100 for a parking spot.
Yeah.
And it just sucks, man. It really sucks. And we got to go through it every time we want to go see a big band like Metallica or like even seeing like big metal shows like Ozzy or something. Well, I guess Ozzy's fucking dead, so never mind.
Yeah.
I want to say Slipknot, but I've never seen a Slipknot show before, so I don't know if buying their tickets is like a nightmare. It probably is because they're such a popular band. Like when these Slipknot started touring, you think they'd probably like rely on Ticketmaster and StubHub to buy their
StubHub is more of a resale market anyway. Like
Yeah.
everything pretty much exclusively goes through Live Nation and Ticketmaster. So
Live Nation. Yeah, that's the other one.
Live Nation owns Ticketmaster though.
Oh, damn.
So
Talk about a monopoly. Damn, I couldn't bring up that monopoly. Hello?
yeah, so this is pretty much what came out. So a jury found Ticketmaster and Live Nation had an illegal monopoly in the ticketing market. The case was brought forward by 34 states. Monetary damages will happen, and it could lead to a breakup of the company, though it is expected to be vigorously contested by Live Nation. So, yeah.
What's happening?
What's happening where right now? Right here, right now?
No, but it is happening soon. I don't know. We'll see. People hate it enough. Eventually, I don't know. Just people hate it enough. Eventually, that thing that people hate enough fails. That's how it usually works. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but people still are going to use their services to buy tickets. So,
or venues could hire AI developers to make their own little shitty websites, and they could ask Claude to run it for them. Future is the whole AI or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how AI works, but it sounds like an AI could do.
Yeah. Other news. We got some cast announcements for The Hunt for Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
So as we know, Andy Serkis is going to play Gollum. Ian McKellen is coming back as Gandalf. Elijah Wood is coming back, confirmed as Frodo. And then Lee Pace is coming back as Thranduil, who is Legolas's dad. Legolas is not coming back. We have a couple new characters. One is Halvard, played by Leo Woodall, and Kate Winslet is playing Marigold, who I think we're assuming is the matriarch of Gollum's family. I think that's the assumption. Apparently, it's a pivotal role. But the most, I guess, interesting casting is Aragorn has been recast.
I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that. What do you think happened there?
Well, I mean, Viggo Mortensen's getting older, and he probably just didn't want to do it, and so they had to find someone new. Because let's be honest, if he wanted to do it, they would have brought him back. Like that, every Lord of the Rings, like newer Lord of the Rings thing is like, in The Hobbit, like they brought Legolas in for no reason, but they bring actors back just because they want to come back, right? Like, so I'm just assuming he didn't want to come back. But Jamie Dornan is going to be playing Aragorn. And for people who don't know, he was the 50 Shades of Grey guy. But I'm pretty sure he was in other things too. So, that's always a wait and see. Maybe he'll be good. Maybe he won't be. Will people be able to get over the fact that it's not Viggo Mortensen? Who knows? But that is the casting news.
Yeah, I saw Elijah Wood's coming back.
Yeah. Frodo Baggins. Yeah, he's coming back. I don't know. Like it's weird because it's like you don't really know what the scope of the movie is gonna be. Like, is it gonna be Frodo coming back in the capacity that he came back in The Hobbit? Like was very small cameo at the beginning of the movie, and then you just never see him again. I don't know. So
yeah.
But well, it makes sense because the hunt for Gollum does take place in the 23 years between when Frodo gets the ring and when he sets off on his adventure. Obviously, in the movie, that's really compressed, but we do see Gandalf go off to Minas Tirith, and when he returns, he tells Frodo he searched everywhere for Gollum, but the enemy found him first, which is not strictly true, because he did find Gollum, and he did, Aragorn captured him and then dropped him off with the elves in Mirkwood, and then, Gollum escaped, and, all that fun stuff happened. So, it makes sense that Frodo would be in it in some kind of capacity.
Yeah.
In other news, there's a Game of Thrones movie coming. It's going to focus on Aegon's conquest. I don't know if anybody cares about that at this point. I think it's cool, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. And then Man of Tomorrow, the Man of Steel sequel, is filming now. James Gunn posted a picture of a black and red chessboard with chess pieces on it, and a little badge from the Department of Corrections with Lex Luthor's name on it, some chips and some other stuff, and a box with a Superman logo that also has the Brainiac symbol behind it. So Brainiac's coming, and the chessboard makes me think of Checkmate, which was teased at the end of Peacemaker, and so there's that. And also Sebastian Stan has confirmed that he's going to be in the Batman 2. Everybody assumes he's going to play Harvey Dent. We'll have to wait and see on who he's playing, but that's pretty much it for news. Any thoughts on all that news?
Nope.
Awesome. All right. Well,
now let's get to the real stuff. The juice
real
of the matter.
stuff. Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We're all caught up, so we're going to talk about episodes 3 through 6, and then we got to talk a little bit about Maul Shadow Lord. Just a little bit. Just a little teaser for the day. So, all right. I know you have stuff to say about Daredevil. I am here. I am listening. I am all ears and nose and mouth and face and eyes. What's up?
I was watching it. Like, I don't know. Like, it's cool to just, Jessica Jones is back, but, like, it's just...
Oh, yeah, spoiler warning
you're right
if
about
you haven't
this.
caught up.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Holy shit, 100%.
Everybody knew Jessica Jones was coming back. It was.
She's literally on the thumbnail of the video in the episode.
And it was confirmed before the series even started. Everybody knew. But,
yeah. So she comes back, and it's just like, I think they're getting the gang back together for another Defenders. It's called the Defenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be really cool.
Yeah, that's confirmed for season 3 too, pretty much. So.
Man, this the Marksman guy's really cool, but I don't know. I just don't care about like this whole like Fisk and Vanessa thing. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I don't really care about it either, but I care about all the stuff happening around it.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I don't care about Karen either.
Yeah, I also kind of wanted to say that it still feels like the whole series is irrelevant, and sometimes like I feel like the only reason I'm watching it is for this podcast.
But you didn't think Bullseye killing people in the diner was cool?
No, I thought it was a little gratuitous.
Really?
But yeah. But just use I use the fucking, was that like a chicken bone or what of that from the last part? No, it was a lobster. It was lobster. He used a lobster claw to kill someone. Yeah. I don't know. Like
that's Bullseye. He uses weird things to kill people.
I just don't get like his vibe. Does he want to kill Fisk? Why doesn't he just like fucking fling a lobster claw from like 500 miles away and just kill him right then and there, dude? Like, it seems like he could do it really easily.
He tried. Remember, he tried to kill Fisk, but Daredevil took the bullet for him.
Yeah.
So that happened. But to be honest, it's like if Bullseye wanted someone dead, he could just kill them. Like it doesn't matter how much security Fisk has, really. Like if Bullseye wants him dead, he can kill him. So it's one of those. I mean, but yeah, Vanessa dying. I mean, bro, honestly, who cares, right? Like it's just a catalyst for Fisk to use to like do whatever he's gonna do now, like to make the stakes higher, right? And all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, this show feels like a vehicle for a lot of overt other things that are not the show. But that's neither here nor there, really. It's like, I think the action's really cool. I think Daredevil's fighting is really cool. I think fucking the swordsman plot was pretty good. I still hate Heather. I don't really care about Fisk and Vanessa. I do quite like the subplot with what's the other guy's name, the underling governor guy, deputy mayor guy, whatever he is.
I don't know his name either.
Anyway, that guy, he's pretty good. The subplot with him and Buck and BB and all that stuff going on, that's kind of interesting. I think BB's kind of stupid, to be honest. But that's another thing. Karen is kind of annoying me at this point. I get it, like this whole idea, like a lot of this idea and conceptual, it's a thing that's like happened forever in comic books, and it like Batman's like the most precise example of this. When people have discussions, they always bring up Batman with something like this, where it's like, if Batman would just kill the Joker or kill Two-Face or like it, then maybe all this stuff would stop, right? Like Batman is complicit in allowing bad things to happen because he chooses not to kill, and that's like a lot of people believe that, right? And so these are fun nerd arguments you can have. Is like, well, is Batman responsible for it? I mean, he's certainly responsible for all the crazies showing up in Gotham, because if he wasn't there, then so many crazies wouldn't show up. Okay, well, then, if Joker's out here poisoning Gotham's water supply and killing innocent people, Batman had many opportunities to kill the Joker, but he tried to put him in Arkham or prison or rehabilitate him, and that didn't work. And so now, does he share blame for the people that die because the Joker's still out there killing people? And they kind of tried to do that thing here, right? Where it's like, Karen is like, yo, just kill Bullseye and kill Fisk, because if you don't, they're going to kill more people. And you're kind of responsible for that, Matt. And she's got a point, but also, like, this is the core of who he is. This is the core of what makes somebody good. And that's the other side of the argument, is like, of course, like there's no moral gray area here with heroism. Like, you either are good or you're bad. And killing someone, while it might quote unquote be the lesser of two evils or prevent other atrocities in the future, is a line that they can't cross. They can't allow themselves to cross, because at that point, they're no better than the people on the other side. They're taking the law into their own hands, which they're already doing. Let's be honest, they're vigilantes. But like they're not trying to play judge, jury, and executioner. They're just playing a role, right? They see injustice, they seek to correct it, but then they want the law and the system to do what it needs to do and rehabilitate or keep these people away from the general public. And the whole idea beyond all that is that life isn't fair, systems aren't perfect, and there's corruption and all these other things. So those are all interesting things to think about. And I don't know if you picked up all that from that very little that Karen said, but she's just annoying about it.
Yeah, I do remember that one part where she was like yelling and screaming at him about like, what was that? What was that whole dramatic part again? It was supposed to be dramatic, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know, like I can't get into the series, I guess, is my problem. I wonder if I'm nihilistic asshole or something like that, and I just, this kind of entertainment doesn't work on me. And like the only thing I do now is play video games, right? Like something I can engage with. Like shows are just like, I don't know.
Yeah, shows at points can be gratuitous, and like you can find yourself watching a show and thinking of other things, right? And you're like, I'd rather be doing this right now. I'd rather be doing, and that happens. Like, especially, I don't know about you. I have ADHD. Well, I don't have confirmed ADHD, but bro, my brain ticks like crazy. Like, if I'm just doing nothing, my brain is just going like I feel like I'm going fucking crazy sometimes, just like doing nothing, and like that leads to like me needing to get up and move around and like look at something or engage in something else, or
I'm so surprised you don't play video games. They're like the cure, bro.
Because when I play video games, my brain is ticking. Like like I'm thinking, like while I'm playing video games, I'm like thinking, like I could be doing something productive. I could be, doing something else. I'm like spending so much time doing this when like, and it's like hard for me to like, maybe like with you with the show, it's like hard to like engage in a meaningful way to like feel like I'm there, I'm present while doing that. Like I feel like I'm somewhere else a lot of times. And that's not easy. That is tough.
Yeah.
So, and it's gotten me into some trouble, let me tell you. But that's why, like, sometimes it's important to, I know this is kind of a tangent, but sometimes it's important to like reframe and like rethink about like train yourself out of bad thought patterns, because sometimes when my brain is like doing that, like I get into like weird thought patterns, or like I have like, like it's like you negotiate with yourself, and do weird shit. So I'm not saying like weird shit, but like, but yeah.
No, that's true. Like, I was watching it and I was just not interested. Like I watched like 3 episodes, like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's just like, I don't know, like it's just barely. It's weird because I wonder if I should go back and watch the first season of Netflix series and see if it's still like impactful to me. But then again, I have this problem where I can't watch something twice in a row.
Well, I mean, it's probably been 10 years since you watched it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no, I get that. There's certain things like that I feel like I could rewatch a lot, but there's other things that like I couldn't, and some things are like just really heavy. So like, I could rewatch scenes or this or that. But I rewatched all of the Lord of the Rings recently. Let me tell you, I love those movies, even though some of them piss me off.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about the Council of
Including
Elrond earlier. Oh.
Including The Hobbit. Did you watch The Hobbit at all?
No, I didn't rewatch those. No.
Oh.
No.
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 Can't do it.
No. There's a cut of the movie. I think I was telling you about it, but it's like a 4-hour cut of all 3 movies combined. And I started watching that a while ago. I think I got like an hour in. I feel like they do cut out some things early on that like they didn't need to, but I think it does help with the pacing for sure. Because the 3 movies, like 12 hours for one small child's book with a bunch of extra shit that nobody asked for, like, come on. Like, you can do all that, you can add all that, but then you cut the Council of Elrond down to like nothing. Like, it's one of the most prominent chapters in the book. Like, these people are not here by accident, but in the movie, it's like, oh yeah, we just invited all of Middle Earth here to talk about the ring. Like that's not what happens. That didn't happen. They all showed up for a purpose. They were called there, not like physically called there, but like, weird shit was happening in Dale and in Erebor. So, some dwarves were like, we need to go talk to Elrond about what the fuck's happening. Fucking Boromir had the fucking riddle thing, he needed to go to the Imladris, so he showed up. Everybody showed up because they had a purpose there, not because they were called there, like from Elrond. He didn't fucking send a fucking eagle to go fucking deliver a message to every corner of Middle Earth to show up to fucking Rivendell. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, it's a good tangent. No, I started it because I started like, by being dramatic. I think this show is irrelevant. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Like, I don't know, because like it just feels like everything on Disney Plus is irrelevant in like its own special way. Like it's not gonna matter like unless they do something really dramatic. Like, but I don't think they will tie it. They'll tie in.
They might tie it in with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Because the next Spider-Man movie has the hand in it, which is a Daredevil thing, and Punisher is gonna be in it, which is he was is the same Punisher that Daredevil's familiar with. We saw Daredevil, well not Daredevil, we saw Matt Murdock in the last Spider-Man movie, so there's already a little bit of ties. But does what happens in this show matter to the greater MCU? That's hard to answer. Maybe something will happen with Fisk being mayor, or something that like leads to something else in like Spider-Man or other movies. But I don't know if you would if you don't watch this show, I don't think you're gonna miss anything, right? Like they're gonna explain in Spider-Man, like, oh, Fisk was mayor and this happened or whatever. Like they would explain it away, So yeah, I get that, and I think that's what the show should be, right? You shouldn't have to watch these shows. Like it should just be a nice accoutrement, It should be like an addition, something that maybe enhances your viewing experience or makes you feel like you're getting something out of it. But if you can't actively engage with it, if you can't feel like, if it doesn't catch you and draw you in, well, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't force yourself to enjoy something that you don't enjoy. So, yeah, I quite like it, but I'm everyone's different. Like, some people don't like, some people like BVS. Some people are fucking just psychos. Okay. Anyway, did you want to talk about Maul now? Darth Maul. I am
Sure.
the
I
Darth
mean,
Maul.
and I don't know. Like, I have a weird takeaway from it. All I can think about is, wow, how good it looks. That's all I can think about. Like, the story's like kind of, I don't know. Again, like it's kind of just a little like, I don't know. God, there's this Darth Maul character from this Clone Wars series. I'm starting to realize he's kind of like a dead horse. They're sort of beating him, like
Yeah. Okay. Like, so my personal opinion like, I like all the stuff they did with Darth Maul in Clone Wars, and I like the Mandalore stuff they did with Darth Maul. Like, I liked all that stuff, but that doesn't stop my first, like, opinion, which is they should have never brought him back in the first place. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that stuff, and I can accept and enjoy the idea that his hatred for Sidious and all this stuff is what kept him alive. But let's be honest, bro, ain't nobody surviving that shit. Like, this is what allows people to believe that Mace Windu didn't die when he was clearly dead before he ever shot out the fucking window. Like, you saw his fucking skull as he was getting electrocuted. That guy was fucking dead before he went out the window. But people still think he's alive somewhere in the fucking city, like, streets of Coruscant, after he fucking got electrocuted and shot out a window fucking 30,000 feet in the air. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how Darth Maul actually survived, but apparently he survived. And I was never a fan of that idea. It doesn't stop me from enjoying the stories he's in beyond that, though. Darth Maul was just cool, He was a cool character. In Phantom Menace, he was cool. Bro was standing there in that elevator, just waiting for the Jedi to come up. He's back there thinking like, holy shit, bro. What stand should I stand in when they show up? Like, how should I do this? Hood up, hood down. Like what am I gonna do? Bro is just there aura farming the whole fucking time. The door opens. He's like, oh, I'm ready, buddy. He raises his eyes, looks cool as shit. Takes his hood off, takes his cloak off, pulls out the double lightsaber. Bro, that shit was cool as fuck, okay? That's why we like Darth Maul, because he's cool, and he fights cool, and he does cool shit, all right? The story stuff all behind it, okay, you can make it interesting. You can do all this stuff with, like, Sidious. Yeah, everybody liked watching him and his brother fight Darth Sidious in Clone Wars. Him fighting Ahsoka at the very end of Clone Wars. Him showing up in Rebels was cool. Him dying to Obi-Wan, all right, cool. All that stuff. And now we got him again. And it's this whole, he was working with all these gangs and Black Sun and the Pikes and Crimson Dawn and all this stuff, and now they've all kind of betrayed him, and he wants to get revenge. And I like the little short dude. He's funny, whatever. Oh, but then there's like this Jedi girl who's like in hiding, and he somehow, I don't know, he wants her to be his apprentice or something. I don't fucking know. The Empire obviously
by torturing her, by like just straight up like torturing her and messing and fucking with her, like like what the fuck.
Yeah, bro's a fucking menace. I mean, he was the
Yeah.
I mean, well, nah, he wasn't the Phantom Menace, but he's still a menace. Yeah, I mean, I like the show. I have the same thing as you. Like, you're watching the show and you're just like, wow, this is really beautiful,
Really beautiful, like insane, like it's crazy that's like where you go back and watch like episode 1 of the Clone Wars, dude. That shit looks rough.
Yeah,
it looks rough, bro. It's rough.
But like they do a lot of the shots look kind of live action before, like you see the characters. It's really beautifully shot. They also do it looks like a lot of like paintings that then they kind of morph into the computer generation. And stuff like that, but it just looks really nice. Some of the story elements are really cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, it depends what we're gonna get from here, but it's okay. Like I don't think it's like the best thing ever in terms of what we're getting. I am into it probably more than you, but it's not like oh my god, this is
I'm
so
into
fucking
it. Like
amazing.
it's cool to see Star Wars stuff. Like but I don't know. Like I wish they could do something original. Like even though they canceled it, like the Acolyte. Like it sucks the Acolyte got canceled. It would have been cool to see season 2. I thought it would have been something more original. Something new, unique, and
Yeah, but they would have ruined it too. I mean,
well,
more than people think it was already ruined. Like the thing that we always run into with these stories is like you start out with something nice, new and original, but with elements that give you nostalgia or familiarity, right? Like with Rogue One, we got that with the first season of The Mandalorian, but at a certain point, they're like, well, we haven't seen a legacy character in a while, and they just start throwing them in like fucking hotcakes, brother. Like they don't give a shit. They're like, well, we did something new and cool and original, and people really liked it. But like, how do we make it feel more Star Wars? Well, let's bring back Boba Fett. Let's bring back Luke. Let's bring back Ahsoka. Let's bring in Darth Plagueis. Let's bring in Yoda. Let's bring in fucking C-3PO. Let's bring in Princess Leia. Let's bring in Darth Vader. Like, when you do that stuff, you just make your universe feel so much smaller.
yeah.
And like that's what it is. Like every piece of original content we get from Star Wars, at some point they have to throw in some legacy character that we're familiar with. Andor, I don't believe did that, which is probably why Andor was so good. But even Rogue One, which I loved, right? I mean, you got Princess Leia at the end, you got Tarkin in it, you got Darth Vader throughout it, like, which makes sense because they are stealing the plans of the Death Star. So it makes sense to have some of those characters, but in other realms, like you didn't, like even Obi-Wan, nobody needed Princess Leia and Obi-Wan. Like nobody needed that. It was very odd that they would do that. Like, sure, it brings a story in an unexpected direction, but like, it kind of like it's kind of just why, like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and also with Star Wars, something that they're doing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I got an email yesterday morning with an invite to The Mandalorian and Grogu on May 4th in IMAX, free to watch the first 25 minutes of the movie. Why the fuck do I want to watch 25 minutes of a movie 21 days before I go watch the whole movie? Like, I get it.
Yeah, it seems weird.
People might want, they want to feel part of something, and maybe it's just me being fucking kooky. Like, I want to go watch a movie without knowing most of the stuff in the movie, like, and I think a lot of people maybe aren't like that. A lot of people want to know as much as they can before they go into it. I feel like that just gives you expectations, and then you might just not enjoy the movie because you expected something that's not there. I think you and I both, like, beyond the first trailer for something, we stop watching. Like, I don't need to watch trailer 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll watch the first one, get excited, and then wait for the fucking movie, because the more I watch, the less, I have to be excited about.
Yeah, exactly. And 25 minutes of the movie, God, and the crowd's going to be unbearable too. They're going to be getting like super hype over like every little thing that happens because they're like a bunch of turbo. Because only turbo fans would go to see that. They're like that. Like I bet they'll be tagging themselves like on Facebook and stuff like that, and
Yeah, I mean, terminally ill people. That's who's gonna go see. No, I'm just kidding. But this is like, I just don't like. I get it. They're trying to do something for fans. They're trying to hype up the movie, get people excited, and all this stuff. But it's like, I don't want to watch part of a movie and then come back 3 weeks later and watch the whole movie. I just want to watch the whole movie. So like, it's cool. It's a free event, right? For fans. Like, that's cool. You can sign up, you register, whatever. Like, They're doing it at, I don't know, 60 theaters around the country or something. One of them is the one we go to when we see movies together. So, I could have gone if I wanted to, but I was like if it was the full movie in IMAX and you can pay to see it early, I would have done that. but it's 25 fucking minutes. Okay, I don't need all that. I don't need that. So, and most of that footage is probably in the trailers because there's been like 5 trailers, and each trailer is like 2 or 3 minutes long. Like, it's like probably half the footage that you're gonna see if you go watch it. So, anyway, yeah. Any other thoughts on Maul so far?
No, I think it's cool. Voice acting's really good.
Yeah.
The effects are really good. The action's dope. I'm interested in whoever the master is because I like old characters that are really powerful. They're always really dope. Especially that unassuming
Oh
guy.
yeah. The little snake fella.
Yeah. So we'll see how that pans out. I was only able to watch up to episode. What episode am I on right now? I'm on episode 3, Whispers in the Unknown. I think one episode title made me chuckle. What was it? Sinister Schemes. That's what made me chuckle. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so basic.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny what makes people laugh, like when it comes to titles, because like I had some songs like one of my coworkers was listening to, and they're like, "Oh, you should make some merch because your song titles are funny," and I'm like, "What?" Like, all these songs are about depression. One of them's called "It's 4 a.m. Why Am I Alive?" What's funny about that? But apparently, some people find that funny. So
ironic in a depressed way.
yeah. But yeah, no, there's some funny titles. But yeah, I don't know. I think the animation looks great. All the action looks great. Darth Maul is again just aura farming the whole fucking time. That's what he does.
He's a badass cadre of Zabraks with him that have
Yeah.
big laser cannons and fuck things up, and they're just murdering these droids. Thankfully, they're droids, so they can show gratuitous violence of droids being sliced in half. The minute, of course, he finds the important police commissioner character guy, he just hits him with one punch and knocks him out. And then, as soon as he sees a droid, he just hates droids. He's like a droid racist. He pulls out his lightsaber and he just chops them to pieces, dude, every time without fail.
The spy bot droid is pretty cool.
Yes, his droid. I was wanting to say that his droid is actually really cool.
Yeah, I like that little droid and like the way he talks and stuff. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
he looks sinister and evil.
Big fan of that droid. There were a lot of people thinking that the girl Mandalorian with Darth Maul is potentially the armorer from the Mandalorian. Listen, I didn't say that. I don't think that, but there are people that think that because everything has to be tied together in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's a weird suggestion.
Yeah. What's her name? Rook Cast or something?
I don't know. I don't even remember where she's from.
No, the one in Maul, the female Mandalorian.
Yeah, I don't remember. Is she like a new character, or was she introduced before, like in earlier seasons? Do you remember?
I think she's kind of a new character. I don't remember seeing her before, but people think that she becomes the armorer in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't see that happening.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, I see her getting killed off at some point because Maul does something, or the young Jedi killed her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean these are just old Death Watch Mandalorians, like they're just leftovers from his defeat in Mandalore. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm enjoying the series. We get 2 episodes a week. I think the last 2 come out next week. I think May the 4th. That's Monday. Bro, no way. So 2 weeks? I don't know. So Monday the 27th and then Monday the 4th. So we got 2 more weeks of Maul. 2 more weeks. But yeah. Bro, where's the year going? How is it fucking almost May already?
That's how time flies, baby.
Yeah. Also, this week I took my wife to see Journey because they were here.
How'd that go?
It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Like Don't Stop Believing Journey?
Yeah,
Did they play that song?
yeah. They played like almost 3 hours of songs. Um,
Damn.
no, it was like 2.5 hours, I think, something like that. Maybe 2 hours. It was long. But yeah, they played a whole bunch of songs and had guitar solos and drum solos and piano solos. And yeah, so they played "Don't Stop Believin'." They played all their like big hits. They played a couple like lesser known songs, more experimental songs. Their drummer was fucking going crazy. Like that guy's playing blast beats on fucking songs from 1975. Ain't nobody was recording double bass blast beats in 1975. Let me tell you. So he was just having fun. I think he was a good drummer though. But yeah, it's cool. I'm not like a
How do
huge.
you rate their performance as a musician? Like, were you watching the whole time? Were you critiquing their technique? What do you think?
Yes. They're all really good. I mean, their pianist is probably the most talented of them. The drummer was really good. I think he had more drums than he needed. But he was really good, and he did a lot of singing too. The guitarist, he's good. The guitarist did a solo though, where like he was playing fast, but like it's like when you're playing fast, but you're not super precise, so it like sounds kind of good, but you're not hitting every note. That was like I was like, okay, well, I could do that, right? Like I'm not as good as him, but I could do what he was doing because it's just like fast picking, and then like, but your hand isn't hitting every note with it, so it's like. It sounds more like muted picking, like muted strumming, than it sounds like you're playing actual notes. So it's supposed to be like, like if you're playing fast like that, but it's just like, it just sounded like noise, just sounded like, trust me, because I know I've done that. I'm trying to play fast and it just sounds like noise. But he was still good. Like he hit every note he was supposed to hit in his regular solos, but like this was just like a random, like, let me show off and play guitar really fast solo. And there was a lot of that, but they were still good. The sound mixing wasn't the best, but that's expected in big like arena shows. Like they came when the first song they played, it was kind of quiet. Like everything felt kind of quiet, and the vocals were like kind of blended. So like you couldn't hear the vocals super well. They weren't on top of the music. They were like blended with the music. And then you'd have, like, as they went on, other songs, like, all of a sudden the instrument levels would come up and then the vocal levels would come up, but they'd all still be kind of flat together. And so that would happen throughout the show. I'm weird to go to concert with because, like, most people are just there for vibes and a good time. And I'm just, like, listening to the fucking mix and was noticing that the piano player at one point couldn't hear through his in-ear monitors and he was trying to get the attention of the fucking sound guy, and sound guys never fucking pay attention. So, it's interesting. But yeah, they played really well. They played, they were all on time together. They played tight. They played well, and they played a lot of good songs. So
Good.
yeah, it's cool. But yeah, other than that, bro, I got nothing else to talk about.
You ever do a thrash metal show? I wonder how you rate the mixing on those shows. Well, I guess they have mixing. They probably have to, but it's just so raw. It feels like when I go to some metal shows, it just feels like they're just plugged straight into the amplifiers and they're fucking blasting away.
The benefit of like heavier metal shows is the drums always sound great. Like you can always feel the drums.
Yeah.
The guitar and bass are usually pretty decent, and harsh vocals like screaming sounds really good. The clean vocals on those shows never sound great though. Like even if you can hear like cleanly the vocals, they don't sound great because it's just like a weird mix where you have these clean vocals and like this harsh music. And so like sometimes it drowns it out. Other times, the singer can't even hear anything, right? And so like it can be problematic at times, but if you get the right venue with the right sound guys, like metal shows sound really good most of the time, it just depends. It depends on the band. It depends on the venue. Like some venues are just in general really echoey, so you're never gonna get clean vocal sounds. And like some people I don't think understand this. Like a lot of the metal kind of shows, like you're not going to hear the words. Like you're going to feel the music, you know? You're going to feel the vibes. And you don't necessarily care about hearing the vocals cleanly because that's not why you're there. Like you're feeling the music, you know? So sometimes the sound mixing doesn't really matter, but when it's like Journey, like so many of the songs are karaoke songs and stuff. Like people care about the lyrics. They want to hear the vocals. They want to, Steve Perry when he was in the band he was a great vocalist. He hit those high notes and all that stuff. People loved his voice. And then Arnold Pineda, who is the new singer, he's a really good singer too. So like not being able to cleanly hear some of that is probably like you could have had higher highs if you had cleaner vocals.
Yep.
I don't know what your experience with thrash metal is, but I feel like a lot of times they
I'm in
get
the fucking. I'm barely paying attention to the band. I'm in the
yeah
mosh pit, going insane. So like
yeah
the
because you're
music is
feeling it,
there.
right? You're feeling it.
Yeah, the music is there, and it's cool to listen to in the background while I go around shoving strangers for like 2 or 3 hours, like getting sweaty with a bunch of dudes. Like God, Slayer mosh pit was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean like
Um,
it really depends. Like if you're going to a deathcore show, right, which is like Whitechapel or fucking Slaughter to Prevail or something, like you're there to fucking go crazy, like
mm,
the music is gonna hit and you're gonna feel it and you're gonna go crazy. If you're there to see like Pierce the Veil or Dayseeker or like I wouldn't say softer, but like a different kind of metalcore band or like Bad Omens or something, like yeah, you're there to hear the vocals, like because these are bands where the vocals are really important, and so the mixing for shows like that is really important, especially for people who maybe are just getting into the bands or whatever, don't know all their music, don't know all their songs or their lyrics. Like it's important to be able to hear that. Like that's how you pick up new listeners a lot of times. So mixing is really important. So yeah.
yeah, that's
Anyway.
cool. You know all this. Like I said, I just have a chug of beer and smoke a joint and go in the mosh pit and go psycho
It's
for
not
two or
that
three
cool.
hours.
It's not that cool. Trust me. Like most people
Bro.
want to. Most people want to do that. Most people want to unwind. They want to hang out with people that are there to have a good time. Bro, nobody wants to hang out with me at these things. Like, trust me. I'm not.
I'd go with you if we lived closer. I would go with you to shows, but I would have to
Yeah.
drive like an hour and a half, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna like
Yeah.
bring a joint and smoke it, and but I don't like. The thing is like the mosh pits are like the dudes like they're swinging their arms and shit like that, right? That are going like absolutely fucking bonkers, right? For those more hardcore shows you
Oh
go
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
So I
show
don't
I was
really know.
supposed to go to recently, and I was kind of afraid because it's like heavy show. It was a heavy show, and I'm on the floor, and so bro, like the mosh pits. I saw mosh pits in there. They get fucking huge. Like there's no place to fucking hide there.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to go because there's some stuff came up that day, and like, I had to be home. But bro, I was low key kind of scared, and I was gonna need some personal protection. But yeah, some of those shows get crazy. So, and let me tell you though, like most people want to go out and have a good time. Like most people don't. I had like a coworker who was like, "Oh yeah, like you'd be fun to like go out and like drink with and stuff." And I was like, "But I don't drink." It's like you're not gonna get a fun version of me. I apologize. Like we can have fun conversations at work, but bro, you ain't getting nothing from me outside of here. Like I'm not drinking with you. I'm not fucking doing shrooms with you. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I wouldn't
So
ask you to smoke my joint. Trust me.
someone
But
someone someone said you'd be fun to do shrooms with. What the fuck does that even mean?
brains you probably say a lot of funny shit.
I say funny shit anyway. I'm fucking hilarious.
Yeah, with the shrooms that make you say even funnier shit.
Bro, yeah, I think I would. I think I would actually be locked in an insane asylum if I did fucking shrooms.
Yeah, I don't think I think you're a person. I think you like control, and the
Hmm.
thing about drugs is like they put you like out of control. You're not in control of what the
Yeah,
drug is doing to you. So, um,
yeah,
I like going for me. It's like going on an amusement park ride, or for smoking weed is just something I do habitually now. Like 'cause I'm addicted to it. Not really like I don't really even get stoned anymore because my tolerance is super duper high.
hmm,
But it's just something I do like every probably 4 or 5 hours. Once I'm home after the day, just wake up and go to work and then come home and make sure I do all the chores or whatever I got to get done for the day, and then I smoke a bowl, Then I relax and play video games, and that's about it.
Sounds like a good time.
Yep.
I come home from work and sometimes I do more work.
Yeah.
No, my routine is I leave work, I go to the gym, I come home, I take a shower, I cook dinner, I go to the store if I need to, I hang out with my wife and my dog and watch some TV shows if I have time and go to bed. Like I don't do anything very exciting. I just live life. So, and most of the time I do more work. Sometimes I do music stuff because it's fun. But yeah.
You ever get any complaints about like playing music?
Well, like what, from neighbors?
Yeah.
So no. Before I lived in like a condo, kind of thing, like a townhouse, and it wasn't connected. There was no connected walls to anybody, so no one could really hear it. And then here it's a house, so again, no one can really hear it unless like I play drums through headphones, so you know, no one's really hearing it. I like even though I play guitar, I'm gonna play it through headphones, because that's just how I am. If I'm recording like screaming vocals in the garage, maybe someone would complain, but I haven't got any complaints, so not yet, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sacramento would be like, hell yeah, dude, let me join your band.
Maybe. Yeah. I need to find some people to play music with because, to be honest, like I'd love to do some shows or something, and it's like I can't do them by myself. Like all my music has like 1, 2, 3 guitars, piano, drums, bass. Like it's too much. I can't do all that. I can only do one thing. I could do any one of those things if I was performing my music, but I can't do all of them.
Get AI to help you, get some robots, and get Elon's new new Tesla bot, the
Yeah.
Optimus
Someone
bot.
someone I know did say like, oh, just most people play the tracks anyway, so just bring your computer and play all the tracks in the background, and then you can play along to them. I'm like, yeah, that's not the same, It's not the same. Like I want live drums, I want a live bass. People need to feel that, and then sure, yeah, I could perform the piano or the guitar with that, but I need band people. I need people who can play instruments, and who are willing to play my songs, despite how not great they are, some of them. So, yeah. Anyway, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Much love. Like, comment, rate, review, subscribe. Click all the buttons. Do all the things, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, hold on.